Welcome back to another episode on the Serenity SMP Season 1. I've been working on the factory, finishing up the walls. As you can see, it's got this kind of pattern going on. That's just what they're going to look like. I have yet to do the floor and the ceiling. That's coming. I'm going to work on that shortly. And then we're going to start putting in the auto crafting machines. I've been doing the math for the tower fight, and it's looking like we're going to need about 28 shulker boxes to supply the dispensers in the arena. So far, I've been working on the poison potions, and that's going pretty well. It's pretty easy to get ingredients. I have the spider farm downstairs, so that works well. Um, but I want to do some potions of harming, and I want to do some potions of health. I think we need to balance the negative potions with the positive potions for the fight. I don't want fighters to just get wrecked by potions. I want them to, maybe there's a strategy they can develop where they figure out which potion is flying and catch it. I don't know. I don't know. That's something we'll have to see in action. So, in order to make potions of harming, I need potions of health. To make potions of health, I need glistering melon. Now, it probably would have been smart early on in the series to start making a melon farm, but I didn't. Now here we are, eating a bunch of melons, and we don't have any. So that means two things. It means I'm going to have to go find some melons, and I'm going to have to go build a melon farm that can supply me with enough melons to make the glistering melons I need for this fight. Now, frankly, I don't think that's too many melons. I think it's probably not that much at all. But still got to get them. So I'm going to go find some melons and then build a melon farm, I guess.
Okay, so I've built this melon farm, and I'm just going to preface this walkthrough with the idea that it is not the most efficient one. It is not the most space efficient one. This is a good thing. Yeah, so that's a bug that's been happening. Minecarts just randomly stop. It's not great. So, like I was saying, the preface to the walkthrough, not the most efficient farm ever, not even the most space conscious farm that you could make for melons and pumpkins. Just a farm, it does its job, which is to produce melons. It's a simple 12 plot farm. The farmland is hydrated by the where the blue concrete is, there's water in there. And it just supposedly hydrated farmland increases the growth rate of melons. I don't know. Normally on an efficient melon farm, you'd have 4 spots of potential growth around a single stem, make like a checkerboard pattern sort of with them. But in my case, I just wanted to squeeze it into this room and have 12 plants growing. It's on a hopper clock timer, and the redstone is really just a line of redstone running off that hopper clock. I chose to use a timer because using observers on melons, if one grows, maybe others won't, and then, or you could have 12 observers, one for each melon, and then it's sort of expensive. So I was trying to make it cheap and I was trying to make it fast, and this works. Actually, it works pretty good. I've been getting enough melon to supply my potion needs. That's my melon and pumpkin farm. Very simple, very cheap, and reasonably effective. It's time for an update. Last night, Blank so graciously helped me finish up the floor and ceiling of this place. Obviously, I have some walls to work on, and we can't forget that Compass Nose was instrumental in finishing this. He brought all kinds of smooth stone to help us get the job done. So with the floors and ceiling done, I just have to finish up that wall and extend out the mezzanine and build up its interior wall. And then this place is ready to be fitted with its machinery. I'm excited to get started with the auto crafters. I don't know how they work, so it's going to be a bit of a learning experience, laying out how they're going to fit in here and how many I can fit in here. So that's probably going to be the next task on my list of things to do. I've also been hard at work on the potion boxes for the arena fight. As you can see, I've got a wall of shulkers here, and a wall of shulkers here, and a ceiling of shulkers here. And every one of these shulker boxes has potions in it. So far, we've got the poison, healing, harming, and the swiftness. And I believe in these boxes, we have potions of weakness. So we're about halfway done filling the boxes. The swiftness and weakness were brought to us by Hightower. He's a champion, always helping out. It's been a bit of a grind. It's a bit annoying to load up all these shulker boxes, but once it's done, we're going to be ready for the tournament, I think. I've also managed to collect 56 turtle eggs. I have to set up a farm to collect the scoots, but that's going to give us what we need to make the potions of Turtle Master, which might be an interesting trade off for the swiftness potions that are in the boxes. With the weakness in the Turtle Master, we get up to 6 slots filled, and we got 3 slots left after that we got to figure out what goes inside. Not 100% sure what I want to do with that. Maybe nothing. Maybe some more potions of healing. And yeah, that's my update for now. So I think I'm going to finish off the factory building and start figuring out what I need to get one of those auto crafters in there. I've been working on the factory. It's pretty well built up. This is the mezzanine. I think I'm going to put smaller machines up here maybe. And then down here on the main floor is where the big machines are going to go. So for right now, I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of looking into how to make these auto crafters work. And I think I found how to get what we need in terms of redstone components uh, auto crafted. The gist of it is that most items in the game require 3 items to build, some 4, and I think Rabbit Stew makes 5 items to make it happen. But for our redstone components, I think the one we need the most is the 3-item auto crafter. I know dispensers are a bit trickier, so I might look at a different way to make those because I don't think this particular version can make them. I got this design from Silent Whisper. It seems to be what we need in order to craft most redstone components. Dispensers are going to be a little bit different, and maybe some of the smaller items like redstone torches or uncompressing or compressing redstone into blocks or back into powder might be different machines. Those might fit up there on the mezzanine. But for the majority of the components, pistons, comparators, repeaters, that sort of thing, this is what we're going to use. So we're going to start with a 3x3 hole. Put some building blocks in there. I'm using blue concrete. You can use whatever makes you happy. I'm going to put some torches on that. Some activator rail there. Then we're going to throw an observer, observing the activator rails. I'm going to put a block on top. Then we're going to put some redstone dust here. Make another line of building blocks, and we're just going to tie in all that redstone dust. You know what? I want to change this. So since this is a factory, I thought it might be cool to make the machines look like punch presses, or as close to a punch press as this thing might actually look. There are some models of punch press where the frames of them are blue and then the moving parts are orange. So I think we're just gonna do that here. I'm gonna sleep real fast. It's not safe in this neighborhood at night. All right, back to the build. Next up, we are going to need smooth stone. So we're gonna. You don't need smooth stone. What you actually need is a half slab. We're gonna put the top on. Take out this bottom piece here. So that's going to go away. Then we're going to put some comparators like so. Just like that. We're going to add another row of building blocks. And while we're here, another row of building blocks. Just like the others, we're going to put some redstone dust all around them. Everything kind of connects together. Perfect. Next up, I don't have an auto crafter, which is really kind of silly considering I'm making auto crafters. So we're going to use that dirt block. That's our auto crafter. I'm going to replace it after so you can see how it looks. And this orange block is just a building block. All right, so then we are going to take some hoppers and we're going to point them into the back and the sides of the auto crafter, aka dirt block. And we're going to raise them up just like that. All right, perfect. We're just going to have to squeeze in right here. We're going to put another construction block and here another construction block. And we're going to put a repeater here and a repeater here. Now, I'm just going to put chests up here for now because that's what I've got going on. You can use shulker boxes. You can use a feeder from whatever storage system you have or other farms you're using to supply this auto crafter. But that is basically it. The two considerations we have left is where are the items going to output? And the answer is it's going to spit them right out here. So maybe there's something we can do here to better control our output. And how do we power this thing? The magic is that this block here, that's your input for the power source. So if you were putting double chests on top, you'd not have access to the top of this. Right now I've got single chests. I think the easiest thing to do might be to use some kind of observer clock just to make it work. So I'm gonna go get a autocrafter and we're gonna try out this machine. All right, so an autocrafter is directional. Whichever way the mouth is the way it's gonna spit it out. Pretty easy to remember that way. So let's just grab a couple more things, put some stuff away. We are going to try to make comparators. Okay, so here's the machine fully completed. We have a lever here to activate and deactivate the machine. Flicking it on and off like this will actually make it work. Keeping it powered on like this will block the hoppers, so loading it is easier. The first step, like any factory machine work, you have to do a setup. So you're going to want to put 2 of each ingredient in as if you were using a crafting table. Oops. Like that, like that, like that. And then like this, like this, like this. The output is confirmed to be comparator. Then we have to get up top and load up the machine. So it doesn't matter which chest you put what ingredient in. It will fill the appropriate ones so long as your recipe stays in the crafter. If for some reason you manage to empty the crafter, then it'll just fill whatever random block comes in next, and that won't work so good. So, just a proof of concept. There's one. So in flicking it on and off, I made it work. However, there is a bit of a problem in that some of the items replenished their stock and others didn't. So now if I flick it again, we're going to load it up. It's going to load up, and we don't have to worry so much. And now when I flick it off, one comes out, flick it on, flick it off, one comes out. So we want to keep it at a steady pace. So maybe an observer clock is not the best idea because it might tick too fast for the crafter to replenish its inventory. Anyways, this is what a crafter looks like that can make any 3 ingredient item. And it's fairly simple, fairly straightforward. And I think that it could work. So I'm going to play with the idea of how much time needs to elapse between cycles. I should have some fully automated version of this pretty soon. In the meantime, if you like what you saw, consider subscribing, leave a like, comment, tell me about your autocrafter designs, and thanks for watching.